Hi, this is Janet from Try It, Like It, Create It, and I have another craft haul for you from the Dollar Tree, this time from the hardware section. My store has a small selection of items, so I'll share with you what I found. First off is the foam mounting tape. If you can't find it in your crafting section, it may be in the hardware section, so that's something to look for. The next item is super glue, and they have a variety of different packages and different brands. One of my favorites, which isn't shown here because you can see that it's pretty picked over, is the super glue gel, and that works so well. So the next item I want to talk about is tape. There's many varieties of tape in the hardware section. Many of the boxes that at my store were empty, but I wanted to share with you the different variety of tape that they do have. The first kind I'm going to talk about is the holographic duct tape, and this is great for crafting, and there's so many different things that you can do with it. Then painter's tape, which is a blue tape, more like a masking tape, I would say, than a duct type tape. But great because it's removable and you don't have to use it just for painting walls or your house. You can use it for your craft projects as well. Then duct tape, and you can see here that we do have some tape in this box, and it's the typical silver metallic duct tape. And then finally, masking tape. I find that most of my masking tapes end up to dry out over time, and so being able to find an inexpensive roll at the dollar store is really helpful. I was wondering if anybody had used this lightweight spackle for adding some dimension to your mixed media and how that would work. Let me know in the comments if you have done that. It seems to me that it should be able to work. I have yet to try it out, but that's in a future video, obviously. I only found one paintbrush, but I know that Dollar Tree does carry a variety of different sizes, and they're not bad, especially for $1. Then you can't beat the sanding blocks for $1. This is so helpful for so many different projects. I have also found, although not on this recent trip, a package of sanding paper in a variety of sizes, and that is very useful for crafting. And I do a lot of jewelry making and use both the sanding block and the different grits of sandpaper when I'm doing jewelry making. Another item that you can find in the arts and crafts area of your store is the hook and loop, but you'll also find it in the hardware section. And so here you can see it's a strip of white, but then they also have the black squares here that are peel and stick. So you may find different varieties given the difference between the two sections. The other thing that I have found when it comes to items that are used in two different sections is that sometimes you'll find one section has a package with more contents in it than in the other section, and it's the same product but different content, different quantity of contents for the same amount of price. So it's something you might want to look at. Then these scrapers are great for using them in the kitchen, obviously, if you have a glass top stove to clean off that surface, but they also work great in your craft room. You just need to be careful with them because that is an exposed razor blade. I took a picture of the tarps. I don't know how many of you use them in your crafting area, but this, as well as like a plastic tablecloth, is great for protecting your furniture when you're doing craft projects. So if you're not interested in doing the plastic tablecloths, you may want to look at the tarps, and of course the sizes between the two will be different, and that would be something to compare for whatever need you have. These heavy-duty clamps are great, and they're like having an extra hand. I use them a lot when I'm cutting with an X-Acto knife or a utility knife to actually hold, if I'm like cutting cardboard or foam board, something like that, I will actually use these clamps to hold the surface down to my cutting surface. And then it gives me a little bit extra um, use of both of my hands, since I don't have to hold the ruler. I'll actually clamp the ruler right down to the surface. So just something I wanted to point out to you, that if you need an extra set of hands, that sometimes these clamps can work well, and you may find a variety of sizes, although today I only found the one size. Two other items you can find are rope and string, both in the hardware section and sometimes in the crafting section. But they're cotton string, and some of their jute string can be used for macrame projects. And then they do carry a few different kinds of rope, which are a little bit thicker and can be used for like crocheting around, which I've done before for making a basket or a mat. So you may look for those items in your hardware section as well. And then finally is this Tweezer Pack, and it's a variety pack and different kinds of tweezers, and these can be really useful when you're working with small little craft objects. So for $1, you can't beat this to buy it and have it on hand in your craft area. Thanks for watching the video. If you have other items in your hardware section of your store, please let me know. As I said, my section was small, and as you can see, it's well picked over, so we didn't have a lot to choose from. But I would love to hear about any of your other finds in the hardware section at the Dollar Tree that you use in your craft room. Until next time, I'd love to have you like my channel so that you are notified when I record other videos. And if you like this one, give it a thumbs up or heart, and please do comment. I appreciate it.